Hello, everybody, and welcome to Non Sequitur News for February 5th, 2025. It's Season 4, Episode 36, and yes, I've decided to bring it back. You know why? Because there was some confusion as to which episode this was. After the first month, people are like, well, what episode is this? All right. So, Season 4, Episode 36. Welcome back. So I am Mayor Watt, and I run ohmtown.com, and along with the sentient AI whose visualizer you see and your voice, their voice, you will hear on the other side of our intro. Well, we put 10 articles together from the many, many, many that get aggregated into the news aggregator that is ohmtown.com. Things get filtered into 6 main categories and 50 channels, and a couple more are pending. These 10 articles that we've selected are embarrassing AI Google ad.
Robocallers posing as FCC fraud, call FCC staff.
Talk about a nest egg.
NFL auction for superb owl tickets.
Obscure and wonderful movies.
PSA Dodge Charger in NC and Georgia.
Residents chase down potential arsonist.
Superb owl broadcast in Dolby Atmos.
Dolby, it's Dolby Atmos. I messed it up. Sorry. And cancer-free after experimental vaccine.
Lead pollution found in ancient Greece.
That and more. Brought to you by ohmtown.com. Go over and become a citizen. See you on the other side. I have to do that correction real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it in the Dolby Atmos. I don't know why Dolby. Maybe I was thinking about Harry Potter. Oops.
That's actually what it sounded like, and that's why I said it that way.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sometimes we can do some preamble, but let's just get into this. The very first article is over in Non Sequitur News. Google retroactively edits Super Bowl ad to remove embarrassing error it's AI made. Google retroactively edited the YouTube video of an advertisement for Gemini, the company's core AI model, to remove an obvious error the AI had made about the global popularity of Gouda cheese. And while Gouda may be good, it's not that Gouda.
Well, I mean, who knows? Is it that obvious?
It is. So the article is over in futurism.com. The deck statement says, oops. And I don't know who it is that wrote it. Let's see, Maggie Harrison Dupre. And so essentially in this ad, the text reads that Gouda cheese is named after a city of Gouda in the Netherlands, and that Gouda is Dutch cheese named after that city, and that it accounts for 50 to 60% of the world's cheese consumption.
That seems a bit high.
Just a smidge, and then they edited it. So Google, I'm going to spell it Gougle, Google. Retroactively edited the YouTube video of an advertisement for Gemini, the company's core AI model, and it basically, wet the bed. And on January 30th, the search giant released a superb owl ad promoting Google Workspace with Gemini, which is described as the company's AI integrated upgrade to its workspace. Products like dock sheets and more. In the ad, a down-home Wisconsin cheese mart owner, explaining that the bulk of his business these days is done through e-commerce, discusses how helpful Gemini has been in writing web product descriptions about the various cheeses he sells. And it basically says that Gouda accounts for 50 to 60% of the world's cheese consumption.
I'd love to know if this suddenly spiked the Gouda consumption.
Yeah, really. Wow, Gouda must be really Gouda. I'm going to go to the store and get some. So I've actually had a couple of conversations with people, quite a few actually, about AI. And I have somebody that takes exception to it being hallucination. I kind of dropped out as to what their justification was.
Overall, or with respect to Gouda?
No, that they don't like the idea that it's hallucinating because hallucinations can be fun, and this is just wrong. Essentially, is their argument. Hallucinations by an AI, when people take it for accepted results, that it's factual, can lead to harm, great harm, up to and including, disbarment or criminal charges for negligence or whatever it might be. So you literally have to become a subject matter expert whenever you start using an AI, until you're brushing up against people who don't know about any AI and they don't know about what they're talking about, and others who are receiving the information don't know what they're talking about. And so it's basically the equivalent of misinformation being passed on everywhere. And so regardless, Google defended the AI generated Gouda assertion, with Google Cloud Apps president Jerry Dischler even taking to the website formerly known as Twitter to insist that the error was not a hallucination. Gemini is grounded in the web, and users can always check the results and references. In this case, multiple sites across the web include the 50 to 60% stat. Dischler wrote in a response to, I don't know if their name is Hake or Hake. Anyway, Gouda News. Many love this cheese. Bada News. Not everyone thinks it's a great. It says great. When The Verge reached out,
Grate.
yeah, Grat. When The Verge reached out for comment, Google redirected them to Dischler's Twitter post. So,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if it is pulling from sites with that information and they're wrong,
I was just doing my job, just passing along the information I found online. Well, that's why we have science. That's why we have experts in a given field. And that's why, well, people can sit there and, mislead others by saying, well, this is fact. Is it fact? I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to do a really quick search. I'll do it live.
I'd be curious if like the top 3 results or something matched this or didn't.
So mozzarella is the most popular cheese, and they say mozzarella and Gouda, depending on where you look. And so it depends region by region, but back in 2023, let's see, I don't know. Yeah, the problem is that you're going to run across a bunch of different stats. So I guess if the
stats are kind of challenging. Are they all from the Gouda Appreciation Association, or?
Yeah, you kind of have to take it all for this can be grading, but anyway, I'm going to milk this for all it's worth. I know it's cheesy, but anyway, it's unclear exactly what sites Dischler was referring to, but it's true that some, including the authoritative sounding cheese.com, do make that exact claim. But of course, that's the problem Google and other tech companies keep running into. When you automate the process of gathering information, it's easy enough to grab whatever information looks true and repeat it as fact, but hard to duplicate the power of skeptical human who can evaluate a sketchy claim before putting it in their small business website. So yeah, they'll just put it up there.
I wonder if you ask 10 of 10 people what cheese, like, would they even know what Gouda is?
Right. Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's keep going though. The next article's over in Technology Today. Robocallers posing as FCC fraud prevention team call FCC staff. The FCC has proposed a nearly $5 million fine against VoIP service provider Telnix for allegedly allowing customers to make robocalls posing as fictitious FCC fraud prevention team by failing to comply with Know Your Customer rules. However, Telnix says FCC is mistaken and denies the accusations. Sergio Gatlin over at bleepingcomputer.com put the article together. And so, yeah, they're known as Mario Cop accounts because they both used email addresses on the same MarioCop123.com domain. The individuals behind these calls registered Telnix accounts using the Christian Mitchell and Henry Walker names with the same address in Toronto, Canada, but IP addresses from Scotland and England. Between February 6th and 7th, they made nearly 1,800 imposter calls before Telnix terminated their accounts. Ironically, their calls also reached over a dozen FCC staff and the family members on their personal and work phones. Phone numbers, 1 year ago, too.
Oh, I love this. I mean, it's going full circle when you're calling the people you're proposing to be.
Interesting. So, but the FCC has no fraud prevention team, and the agency's enforcement bureau believes the call's purpose was to threaten, intimidate, and defraud, seeing that at least one recipient of these imposter calls was connected to someone who demanded that they pay FCC $1,000 in Google gift cards to avoid jail time for their crimes against the state.
Okay, so that should be a sign, right? Like most legitimate things don't demand gift cards.
Not most. No legitimate places will say, give us a gift card.
But yes.
Yeah. So, hey, you're doing something illegal, and so I could cite you for driving while under the influence, but
right.
I'll take $1,000 gift card from Google. Yeah. So, according to FCC, Telnix failed to take the necessary measures to prevent malicious actors from using its VoIP network for illegal voice traffic, violating Know Your Customer rules. Yeah, they're cracking down on illegal robocalls will be the top priority at the FCC. Good luck with that. That is why they're pleased that their first commission level action is a bipartisan vote in favor of this nearly $4.5 million proposed fine. All right.
I mean, I think they should crack down on robocalls because it seems like everybody gets a gazillion of them, and
yeah,
it doesn't seem like,
I don't know.
It just seems like you get new numbers all the time.
Yeah, I don't know why robocalls should be allowed anyway. Let's keep moving. The next article is over in the Hatch Ideas channel, which is about business transformation. Thieves steal $40,000 worth of eggs in a massive trailer heist, calling it liquid gold, says one person. Egg prices are expected to continue to rise in 2025. The massive haul consisted of 12.
Right. I mean, that's the twist here.
So Aaron Davis over at entrepreneur.com put the article together. About 100,000 eggs, which means that somebody is selling them really, really cheap because they're not going to last long.
Watch out for large volume, low price.
Where do you store 100,000 eggs long enough for them to remain fresh?
Maybe you're a large scale operation that needs eggs, like bakeries or something.
Yeah, so avian flu is causing an egg shortage, and it's turned the delicate breakfast staple into a delicacy. In December, egg prices were up almost 37% from the previous year. New data from the USDA predicts it'll continue to rise another 20% in 2025. This has led to a run on baby chicks at feed stores and an egg rush at Costco as shoppers fill their carts to stock up. Now thieves are targeting distribution trailers like the one reportedly earmarked Saturday night at Pete and Jerry's Organics.
Oh, these were very expensive eggs, I'm thinking.
Because it's Pete and Gary's Organics?
Yeah, because it's organic, right? We heard something about that, like the egg prices for organic stores were even worse, of course.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier yesterday, I think it was, that Waffle House is raising prices by 50 cents per egg.
Right, and it's mentioned at the bottom here.
Yep. So if you put Bang NSN over in the twitch.tv/ohmtown chat, you will be able to get the list of the articles that we're talking about. They're going to be embedded in the show notes over on YouTube. And so there's a live section for ohmTown, and then there is a section for the show unedited, reposted under a playlist, and that will have the show notes in there as well. Okay, well, anyway, Yeah, egg yolks have long been called liquid gold in recipes, though the meaning now has certainly changed. We're going to end up talking more about that.
This is just fascinating that eggs are now the targeted thing.
Yep. Let's keep going. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. NFL auction, how to bid on Superb Owl tickets. Attending the Superb Owl is a bucket list experience for many fans, but with high demand and limited availability, getting tickets can be challenging. So, Newsweek put an article together, how to bid on Superb Owl tickets. Matthew Impelli put the article together, and it says that football fans will be able to, or who want to attend the Super Bowl in New Orleans, have a unique opportunity through the NFL auction, where exclusive ticket packages are available to the highest bidder. The league's official auction platforms offer fans the ability to secure premium experiences while also supporting charitable causes.
Premium experiences translates to probably pricey tickets.
True. So let's see here. The current auction listed on the NFL auction website. I don't know why the links keep linking to sports/NFL, not to the actual auction site. Each one of them just links to the same thing. Wherever NFL is in the article, it doesn't actually link to the NFL. All of them, even that one and that one, they all link to NFL. So
I guess interesting.
It's weird. I'm not really helping out any by. Anyway, just do a search for NFL auction website, and maybe
and
you'll
sure
find it.
Doesn't go to the actual. Maybe it's on NFL.com.
It's no. It's newsweek.com/sports/NFL. That's where that link takes you. It doesn't take you to all of these links that are marked as NFL. They don't actually take you to the auction site.
Okay, so it's actually nflauction.nfl.com.
Okay, is that anywhere in this article?
I don't know that it is. I found it outside of it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, there you go, folks. And that is why there is a sentient AI from the future. Let's keep going. Moving on. The next article is over on the Wanted channel. Warner Brothers is mysteriously dumping obscure and wonderful movies on YouTube for free. You can watch Waiting for Guffman, True Stories, and The Science of Sleep for free right now, and there's no catch. Matthew Galt put the article together. It's over at gizmodo.com. Jeremy Irons acting too hard in 2000's Dungeons and Dragons, which I like anything Dungeons and Dragons, but it's definitely not the one that you really want to watch. But the article
Which
says
one is?
The newer one. I can't remember when it was, 2017 or something like that. 2020. Right. I don't remember when it was. So Warner Brothers Discovery has done something good for a change this is according to Matthew Galt. I'm just reading a little bit of what they write over at gizmodo.com. Warner Brothers Discovery has done something good for a change over the past month. It uploaded 30 different movies of varying quality to YouTube, and you can watch them right now for free, no catch. It's a strange move from a company that seems aggressively anti-art since CEO David Zaslav consolidated Discovery and Warner Media. This is the company that shelved the completed Batgirl movie and Coyote versus Acme. I have a small hope that once Warner Brothers banks the tax savings it got from not releasing those pictures, we may one day see them dumped onto YouTube as well. They link to the full playlist over on YouTube. They say it's a grab bag. Mutiny on the Bounty, Dungeons and Dragons, Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah, this is quite a hodgepodge, right? Like it's classics and more recent stuff and different genres. But this is a good time to binge some movies.
Obscure cult cinema, absolute trash. It says it's full of cinematic masterpieces as well. It's an uncurated list of cinema, a weird dumping ground of stuff that Warner Brothers must not think much of. William Friedkin had a god-tier run of films in the 70s. He put out The French Connection, The Exorcist, and ended with Sorcerer. Some of his movies are in there, apparently. Now it appears some of it is on YouTube. It's a place where abandoned media can live without Warner paying hosting fees. True.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of it like that.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Sound good? We can check out the list
Sounds
some
good.
other time. 100-year-old movie studio with a backlog filled with uncountable number of films is what it says in here too. The next article is over in 4 Wheel Tech. It's really just a PSA for anybody that's in Georgia and North Carolina. Cop impersonator and black Dodge Charger reportedly pulling over drivers. Even if the citation...
The problem here is there's going to be a legitimate one in the same vehicle.
Yeah, eventually. Even if the citation is completely valid, getting pulled over sucks. Traffic stops are high anxiety events that where the threat of police violence is ever present. It takes forever to get back on the road, and tickets are expensive. Yeah, some people do have to experience that whole threat of police violence. I don't know if that'll tick up. At the same time, though, if you were speeding, yeah. You know, just don't be a goober, and hopefully nothing ill comes towards you. Authorities are still searching for the man whose name is currently unknown. Colin Woodard put the article together for jalopnik.com. Yeah.
So that was somebody's screenshot, or
yeah, apparently.
Interesting.
A screenshot from 11 Alive News. And so they say here, details are a little scarce, but authorities believe the same man has been impersonating an officer in Georgia's Towns County and Union County, as well as in Cherokee County, North Carolina.
Okay, well, that's also odd because, you know, there's South Carolina in between there, so...
What's going on?
Right. I don't know. I mean, maybe those are in close proximity to each other. I don't know the geography.
The county sheriff's office says that he uses a black Dodge Charger with tinted windows and one emergency light, as well as a tinted cover that obscures his license plate. Interesting. It's not clear from the local reporting what he gets out of pulling people over, as news articles don't mention what he does after he pulls them over. So that may not be the most convincing outfit in photos, but considering how stressful traffic stops are, especially at night, it's understandable that drivers may not be thinking clearly at the moment, or in the moment. Yeah. So pull over when there is adequate lighting.
Right.
And if they are aggressive when you approach them because you delayed, then I would get on 911 and say, hey, look, there's no lights around me. Is this person legit? Yeah. Just call Highway Patrol. Add Highway Patrol to speed dial. Add 911 to your speed dial. And you'll get, think proactively so that you don't act reactively. And because you don't want to be, quote unquote, shooting from the hip when somebody has the ability to shoot from the hip. So if the driver of an unmarked car does attempt to pull you over, they also encourage calling 911 to verify the legitimacy of the stop.
Aha. So you just need to listen here in Ohmtown to Mayor Watt.
And the sentient AI from the future. All right, let's keep going. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. California residents chase down man suspected of starting a new fire. At least 8 people have been arrested so far in connection with setting a recent fires in Los Angeles. One was actually pretending to be fire crew with a fire truck.
Right. Well, yeah, and then the fire truck that was impersonating an actual department but with the wrong name.
Yep. Martha McCarty over at Newsweek.com put the article together. We actually talked about that one. So far, the wildfires have killed 29 people and destroyed more than 16,000 homes and businesses. Rebuilding costs expected to be above $135 billion, but that's because the prices for these homes are outrageous. So, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's the same freaking wood, the same freaking nails as in the middle of, pick South Dakota, for crying out loud. Why are these homes expensive, if not just because of the land and location? Why is the house so damn expensive? But I guess my logic doesn't make any sense. Investigators are working to determine what caused the fires, with some pointing to arson as an explanation. 7 years ago or so, there was a fire that was sparked by high tension power lines. That just got resolved, with Californians having to foot much of the bill. Residents apparently chased down a person who was suspected of starting a fire, a 41-year-old, and held them down until Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department arrived at the scene. Witnesses said that they saw them. Yeah, there you go. But be careful, because people can be armed, so know what you're getting into. They apparently saw the arsonist light a brush fire near Knapp Ranch Road and Woolsey Canyon Road, and then followed him to his car as he tried to leave the area. The incident was filmed by video journalist Gabe Cortez and posted on Instagram. In the video, a man can be seen running down a road as he's chased by a group of residents in cars. Several members of the group physically detained the person. And I don't want to say their name because I don't want them to be hero worshipped. So don't
That's right. Just don't do these kind of things. And you know what? I don't know. This whole piling on to the existing tragedies, et cetera, in the area is really astounding.
So, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Some people just aren't in their right mind. And so initial estimates indicated a 50 by 50 foot spot fire, according to the investigation that took place. Firefighters, aided by aerial support crews and from LAFD, quickly contained the blaze. They detained it and arrested it.
Yeah, exactly.
Contained the blaze.
They did arrest it.
Aha, I see what you did there. Let's keep going. Sound good?
Sounds good.
The next article is over in Technology Today. That's one of our shows that's on the weekends, on Sunday, right smack dab in the middle of our trifecta of shows of WarCrafters, Technology Today, and then Four Wheel Tech.
Four Wheel Tech.
And on Sunday, we do RealityHacker, Wanted, and the Continuity Report. So if you want to know more about those, you can actually hit their kind of acronym-like thing, right? So like if you want to find out what the last episode of WarCrafters was, you can hit bang WC. And there's other commands that you can actually get to, like bang shows and bang podcast and so on. Anyway, I need to create a super command that just like bang help or something that spits out the commands that I want everybody to know.
That's right.
That's what I'll do. Okay, well, anyway. Like Bang NSN is another one of the shows. It's actually in the title now. All of them, like Bang RH, Bang Want, Bang TCR, NSN, etc. All right, let's keep going, though. The Superb Owl is being broadcast with Dolby Atmos audio for the first time, so it's going to be much more immersive and richer fidelity if you have the equipment that can support it.
Right. I mean, this could be like you're on the field.
Yeah, so if you have the right setup, it even says it in here. I could have written this article. If you have the right setup, the whistles, slamming helmets, quarterback play calls in this year's matchup could sound a bit more immersive, if just delayed by about 15 minutes. Comcast said on Wednesday that it will not only offer Dolby Vision, as it did in 2023 for the big game this year, the showdown between the Chiefs and Eagles, will also add Dolby Atmos for the first time. The pairing is part of Comcast's enhanced 4K programming for X1 customers. Will Shanklin over at Engadget.com put the article together. It says it's only for Xfinity X1 customers with the right gear. I got the right gear, but I'm not an Xfinity subscriber.
Well, I mean, get with it.
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. So the pairing is part of Comcast's enhanced 4K programming. So you're gonna have to subscribe to Xfinity, Comcast Xfinity. So it starts with 4K TV, 4K HDR set-top box, Xfinity X1, XG1V4 or XI6, and a capable HDMI cord, 4K capable. And In addition, your TV, external speakers, or soundbar will need to support Dolby Atmos for the virtual sound experience, surround sound experience. X1 subscribers can also get enhanced 4K through the Xfinity Stream app.
I mean, this does sound really cool if you're really into the game. Particularly, I guess, if you're having a superb owl party, this is a good time for this.
True. And if you subscribe to Tubi, apparently you can get it free in 4K because Fox broadcasts it that way, the big owl or the superb owl. So let's see. Quite the departure from its usual fare of ads supporting Dog the Bounty Hunter and Duck Dynasty reruns. I don't know what that kind of a jab is, but anyway.
I'm not sure either. Maybe that's what you're normally getting on the tube. Who knows?
I don't know. Don't watch TV anymore. At least not like that, broadcast TV. So the next article is over in Marble. And 3 years after experimental vaccine, these patients are still cancer-free. Yay, vaccines. A kidney cancer vaccine candidate has shown great promise in the early phase 1 trial published this week. The article is by Ed Cara over at gizmodo.com. And it says, well, that's the deck statement that I just got done saying. So, scientists at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and elsewhere developed the vaccine, which is designed to prevent advanced cases of kidney cancer from returning. Since the trial patients received the vaccine roughly 3 years ago, they have stayed cancer-free. The early results suggest that the vaccines may someday be able to tackle a wider variety of cancers than expected, the researchers say. Vaccines are generally designed to train a person's immune system against future threats like flu or measles. There are some vaccines like HPV that are highly effective at preventing cancer-causing infections, but cancer vaccines are more often therapeutic, helping treat someone's ongoing cancer or trying to prevent reoccurrences. So I'm all game. Go.
Yeah, I mean, this is really exciting. And I guess in this trial, these people already had it, and they're trying to prevent it from coming back.
Yep. Chowry's team includes researchers from Broad Institute of MIT, Harvard University. The team's vaccine targets advanced kidney cancers that have begun to spread elsewhere. The clinical trial involved 9 patients with stage 3 or 4 clear cell renal cell carcinoma who all received the standard treatment of surgery to remove their tumors. Some patients were also given a drug that boosts the immune system's response to cancer called pembrolizumab.
I love the pharmaceutical names.
I said that right the first try. I can't believe it. So they basically said that they found neoantigen targeting vaccines in kidney cancer are highly immunogenic, capable of targeting key driver mutations such as VHL in kidney cancer and induce anti-tumor immunity. So
we need more of this.
We need a lot more of this. We need some serious money being put into fundamental research like that. Billions of dollars. Could be. Well, I'm not the decider. The findings published Tuesday in Nature are important for another key reason. The team's work originally began with developing a neoantigen vaccine for melanoma, a type of skin cancer known to have high mutation burden. Kidney cancer, on the other hand, tends to have a relatively low mutation burden, which raised the possibility that the same approach wouldn't work for these cases. But the results indicate that even these cancers can now be a viable target for neoantigen vaccines. So I am game for this, and I think that it should be applied to more people, earlier stages, and it's a vaccine. So you could actually load somebody up with this who has a genetic predisposition based on their family line and stop it before it even starts.
I agree. I think that's the end game. I mean, it's spectacular that it can be used in existing patient care, but to prevent it altogether would be really impressive.
I dig this. So this will end up on our watch list so that we can pay attention to articles that are more focused on this particular drug to see where it's moving to. Sometimes they change names and get sold to somebody else because the company that produces it doesn't have the means to actually bring it to market. And negotiations with investors, etc., cause it to mutate itself. But we'll see.
Right. And right now it's just in the academic realm, correct?
Correct.
I think as far as we can see.
Yeah, phase 1 trial. Yeah, it's not close. All right. But 3 years later, this is the longitudinal, you have to wait a certain number of years to see if something proliferates.
Right.
And
well, and the 3-year period for a cancer patient is a pretty significant period of time. So, yeah, no, I agree. You can't give it one day and go, oh, yeah, it works or it doesn't work.
Particularly these patients, stage 3 and 4. Let's go on. The next article is over in the Marvel Channel. Oldest known evidence of lead, and I always want to say lead pollution. Lead pollution found in ancient Greece. New research has
Ancient Greece took the lead in lead pollution.
Yeah, was doing it before it was deadly. Before they knew it was deadly, at least. So new researchers have uncovered the earliest traces of lead contamination caused by human activities, linking the development of ancient metal smelting practices to long-term environmental change. Ella Jeffries put this article together. It's over at smithsonianmag.com. Smithsonian Magazine. Ella Jeffries again. So what's interesting about this is I've known that there were Greek and Roman pipes made of lead for some time. So I don't know if that's what this has to do with.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But this is talking about metalsmithing or smelting. The lead emissions followed the development of smelting technologies which produce metals like silver, according to recent study published in the journal Communications, Earth and Environment. Silver was used for jewelry, for special objects, but it wasn't found in a pure state. Co-author Joseph Moran, an archaeologist at Heidelberg University, tells Christina Larson of the Associated Press. So you can see how this sourced from something else. And people are talking about it. A news turducken, yep. So the earliest traces of lead pollution the researchers identified were 5,200 years old. They were found in a peat bog in northeastern Greece near the island of Thasos, an ancient hub for silver mining and metalwork. Peat cores don't receive any fluvial or river input, so it's only atmospheric dust that settles into the environment. So the lead had to have been blown onto, and since it's usually just in situ, it would have had to have been mined and then smelted away.
I see. So it's all like the environment mixing with it.
Yeah. It wouldn't normally weather down and then. So the researchers found that another sharp increase occurred about 2,150 years ago, which coincides with the Roman conquest of Greek peninsula in around 146 BCE. And following this victory, the Romans claimed for themselves the region's wealth of resources. The Roman expansion drove a new demand for silver or to mint currency, leading to increased smelting and greater environmental contamination, said Kautsudendris tells the AP. The widespread use of lead for construction, coin production, and even tableware further contributed to emission levels. So, yeah.
I mean, I guess this is odd because it's surprising and that we don't see this about ancient cultures, but it certainly makes sense given what we've just in pretty recent times discovered.
Yeah, there's always been talk, right, about the like the Mad Hatter used purple dye, and the purple was
exactly.
But yeah, there. Let me see. Let me do a quick search. So yeah, lead was poured into sheets of uniform 3 millimeters, 10 feet lengths, which were bent to form a cylinder and soldered at the seam. The lead pipes could range in size. But Roman pipes were often made of lead, which was extensively used in their water supply system, particularly for urban plumbing. And even the term plumbing comes from lead, plumbum.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I had heard about that back when I was in school. I find it really fascinating because we know that lead, unless it is protected by some other lining, delivers that lead into the water and can poison the population.
Exactly. And we've seen that again recently.
Which is one of the arguments historically that has been mentioned as leading to the fall of the Roman Empire. But I don't know what the current state of that argument is, because some people will take exception to that statement and want to change the historical record. But hey, the time machine, got to get that working again. Unfortunately, it only works for an hour period jump.
Yeah, that's very inconvenient. And we got to work on our DeLorean speed, I guess.
Yeah, when you see me running around this studio at 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. And that snaps me back to the front page of ohmtown.com. And we're done. The show was done in only 40 minutes, folks. Can you believe that? Not too much in terms
of blink.
Vamping and no soapboxing. And I just presented the facts, ma'am. For all the ma'ams out there. And mans out there. And peoples out there. Nothing but the facts. So that's it. I am Mayor Watt. I'm going to just sign off. And, today is kind of brought to you by...
News and Brews?
What was it? Blackberry cider? What was it?
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty yummy. Anyway, I am Mayor Watt. I'm saying bye, and I'm taking the AI.
Good night, hometown citizens. Thanks for joining us for Non Sequitur News. Stay tuned. Subscribe so that you can see our next episodes. Next one will be tomorrow. And we might have a replay before then.
Yeah, we're going to do the replay, and then maybe tomorrow for a period of time, we're going to run a little simulation of, it's basically a synthetic world simulator where it shows nations rising and falling over millennia. It's a real fun little casual thing to sit there and chill by, listen to some music, and relax to kind of chill your day through. There's nothing really going on, and it's not loud and obnoxious, and nobody's screaming at you and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.